Sergeant Kincaid, I forgot what question I was going to ask you about law enforcement. There was some. It was about passing in the lanes. What is the law here in Fayetteville in terms of driving in a lane, the extreme left lane? Is there a specific law?
We don't have the same as Florida.
We need his mic up.
It should be up.
Okay.
We don't have the same as Florida, so
Yeah.
but we do encourage motorists that are driving at a little bit slower pace. I believe you mentioned yourself being one of those this morning, sir. We do encourage you to stay in the right lane and give those people an opportunity to pass in the left lane, sir. So we don't have any bouts of road rage where somebody will have to call the Fayetteville Police Department and somebody like myself or Officer John have to respond and help you out.
Well, first of all, I'm Ranger qualified.
Well, you know,
that helped me out. That's the first
in a
part.
city where there's hundreds and thousands of those.
Ranger qualified, that's right.
We don't want any issues with you folks.
But look, here's the thing.
Yes, sir.
It's real simple, and I made this point this morning. I make it again. That if the left lane, if the speed limit is 65, although you don't have any 65s in Fayetteville, I guess you do on Interstate 295, right? So if the speed limit is 65, and I'm in the left-hand lane, in order for someone to pass me, they have to be going faster than 65.
While I agree with you, I 100% agree with you. North Carolina is an absolute state, so 65 means 65. So technically, you could get a ticket for going 66 in a 65. But however, you know, there is a faster pace of traffic, and those folks that are trying to get where they need to go
Are breaking the law.
Are breaking the law.
Go ahead.
But I think as your panel was here last week, all of your judges.
I'm going to talk to them next week, too.
You need to, because if I wrote a ticket to writing somebody in a 66 and a 65, I guarantee all these judges that on your show would have words for me.
Well, and I would have words for you, too.
Absolutely.
And so I think it was a highway patrolman that told me once, 10 over your fine, no, 5 over your fine, 10 over your A is mine.
That's about a good rule. That's about a good rule.
Okay, so and I didn't say the word because this is a family show,
So
but that's
those
what we said to me.
So those of you with your cruise controls, you know, you probably could set a little
Oh,
higher.
here we go. So
A little higher.
Here we have. Well, I can commend you for one thing.
Yes,
You listen to the show before you come in
I
here.
do, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Because
I never know what I'm walking into.
That's exactly right. So what he's referring to is the fact that I say that I drive with my cruise control all the time, even around the city.
Yes.
And it's a habit that irks my wife. Is you got the cruise control on, but you tell a lot about people who are, when you're on cruise control, because if you even on something as simple as Bragg Boulevard, down to where the old Pancake House used to be,
Yes, sir.
right there. If you come up Bragg Boulevard and you start to go up an incline where you guys have the speed trap, watch out for them on Bragg Boulevard. And I already talked to Roberto Bryant about telling where the Popo is. That's a community service. And so we're out to try to encourage people to slow down. But when the Popo's there on Bragg Boulevard, where you start to go up the house, and y'all think you're hiding, I don't know why you think, how you hiding? You're hiding there on that grassy knoll, and hidden by the trees. And I always tell people, red alert, Ruga, dive, Will Robinson, dive, Ruga. The police are out there. And so when you think you're hiding out there, but if you go up that little incline and you don't have cruise control on, what ends up happening is your vehicle automatically starts to slow down if you don't compensate with your brake. And so here I am driving cruise control, minding my own business in the right lane, trying to obey your law the law of the land.
There you go.
That you're supposed to be in the right-hand lane. I start creeping up on this. I'm not going to say creep. I'm creeping up on this person who's not paying attention to keep his car up to speed. And so that's why I drive in the left-hand lane where I'm cruising, minding my own business. And anybody who wants to break the law can break the law by going around me to the right. You know, I'm in here with one officer, two officers, and the public, and they're all laughing at me.
Your whole listening audience is laughing at you right now.
No, they're not, because I'm dictating the law. The law of the land says the speed limit is the speed limit, and nobody should be passing me if I'm driving the speed limit in this case. Your Honor, I rest my case. I'm not an attorney, but I have played one on TV. How y'all doing today?
We're doing
Good, how are
wonderful.
you?
It's always good to see you, sir. Always good to see you.
Good to be seen, not viewed. I'm getting close, though. I turned 71
And
Sunday.
happy belated
Well,
birthday.
thank you.
Happy
No.
birthday.
Now, there you go, messing up again.
Yeah, happy birthday.
No, clearly you didn't listen this morning. Vic, tell him.
Yeah, tell him. Go ahead. Tell him.
What'd you just say? Happy belated birthday?
Happy belated birthday.
My birthday was on time. It was not belated. Your wish is belated. So it's never happy belated birthday. It's happy birthday belated.
Look at that.
Very good?
Spoken from a true English major. Yes.
Yep.
Who drives in the left-hand lane?
Cruise control. On cruise control.
No,
All right, look, enough of that mess. Sergeant Kincaid, how are you soon?
We're doing wonderful.
You know, it
Doing
won't be long
wonderful.
before you're promoted to lieutenant.
No, it won't.
Most
No, it
people who come in here and I keep hyping on, I could make a mistake and call you Lieutenant Kincaid. Chief Bryant listens to the show. He takes my advice. Next thing I know, let's say, how you think Alpha Caldwell became a lieutenant? Well, y'all laughing. You're laughing at me.
Well, you know, it was a process that we had to go through. So,
And I kept
you know.
bickering and I kept saying on the air, call me, she needs, and you finally, and then what I get, I don't even get invited to the promotion.
well, you didn't
because-
get invited to her, so you will be invited to mine.
Well, I didn't get invited to hers because I think she was going to say, Gilbert's going to stand up and take credit for this.
But you will be invited to mine.
I mean,
sir.
you see, but the thing that Lieutenant Caldwell fails to realize is,
sir.
even though she's a lieutenant and I wasn't invited to her promotion, I still have the microphone, and I can talk about her every day and every week about that whole situation of her getting promoted and not inviting me. But that's okay. I'm not mad at her. She's a wonderful person.
Oh, well, we're going to invite her back and make a guest appearance.
All right. Well, look, I've been off track here a little bit, bringing everybody up to date. But we're going to take a little break, and then you're going to come back and you're going to give us the updated
Yes, sir.
WFNC Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week. All right. Right now, it's what time is it?
8:21.
What do you got?
21.
It's 8:21. My clock is bent down so I can see your handsome face there.
Well, thank
It's
you.
8:21. Right now, we got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Today will be another hot and humid day with a high of 98 but feeling like 104. A stray shower is possible this evening. We will otherwise be mostly clear with a low of 75, and Wednesday will be mostly sunny with a stray shower and a high of 97. Temperatures will stay in the mid and upper 90s through Friday as a cold front arrives, increasing rain chances by the end of the week. That is your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Rachel, it's 86 degrees right now in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and Fort Bragg. You and you are listening to News Talk 640. We are WFNC.
Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's RitchieLaw.com.
Attention Lumberton, the used car liquidation blitz is on. 1 week only at Lumberton Honda. Get your winning drive and score with hundreds of pre-owned vehicles at liquidation prices. All makes, all models. Credit challenges? No credit? No problem. We'll tackle any obstacles and get you financed today. Got a trade? We want it. And we're paying top dollar. The used car liquidation blitz. Coming to Lumberton Honda. Exit 22 off I-95. Offer with approved credit. Trade value must be determined with visual inspection. See dealer for complete details and expiration.
Attention Lumberton! Attention Rainford! And you too, Fort Bragg!
Remember this, 295-95, exit 22. That's the brand new easy drive from Fayetteville straight to Lumberton Honda. And you're here in 20 minutes. If you're buying a Honda, there's no reason to go anywhere else. Lumberton Honda is the best place to shop. And now it's never been easier to get here. Say it again, 295-95, exit 22. Lumberton Honda, the only stop you need.
Thinking about buying a home in Fayetteville? The city's Home Buying Hero program can help you make it happen. You could receive up to $30,000 in gap financing in the form of a 0% interest, fully forgivable loan designed to help you buy your home. This program is open to home buyers who want to become City of Fayetteville residents. Your journey to homeownership begins now. Learn more at fayetteville.nc.gov/homebuyinghero.
What keeps you up at night? Do you wonder if what you've saved will be enough? If your money will go as far as you plan, or whether your retirement will look the way you imagine? What worries you? Everyone's concern is different, but ignoring it won't make it disappear. This is Ron Paul. You may not be able to predict what comes next, but you can take steps now to diversify your savings with precious metals before uncertainty becomes urgency. My friends at Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit explaining how gold can help diversify your IRA or 401k. Just text the word shelter to the number 989898. There's no cost and no obligation. Just free information to help you consider your option. Take the first step with Birch Gold. Text the word shelter to the number 989898 today.
Message and data rates may apply.
My name is Ron Ross. I need your vote for County Commissioner. If elected, I will focus on what truly matters, you, the people. Budgets will be transparent and efficient. I will support policies that create good jobs while protecting our natural resources. I will keep the voters' message strong. We want results, not continued broken promises. Vote Ron Ross, County Commissioner. Paid for by the committee to elect Ron Ross.
Good morning, Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays on WFNZ News Talk 640 AM and now on 103.5 HD2.
News Talk 640 WFNZ. Cut that music off because we want Sergeant Kincaid, soon to be Lieutenant Kincaid, to be heard in all countries because we get banned when we play the music like that. You know, a little cover music. All right, you're here for one reason. I've taken up enough of my time, your time, talking about nothing. And we're talking about the WFNC Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week, and you got a good one for it. Well, it's not a good one. It's just information.
It is a lot of information. Actually, I'm going to pass it over to our professional staff member, public information specialist, Hannah Sloan, because she's been working on something the last week, and it's something that definitely needs to be put out.
All right, Hannah Sloan, you got it.
All right. So for Crime Stoppers this week, we're going to talk about fentanyl and fentanyl overdoses. So earlier this month, we had about 4 fentanyl overdoses within 3 days. And while that may not seem like a lot to people that are listening, each one of those numbers represents somebody in our community that lost their lives due to an overdose. So we take that very seriously. We also looked at that there had been 24 overdose deaths starting this year, so having 4 in 3 days was a lot and kind of concerning. So our Crime Stoppers tip is if you know anyone that is maybe selling fentanyl, if you have any tips about that, to submit a tip anonymously through Crime Stoppers. So we definitely want to get that information out there. There's a little bit of fentanyl that can kill. It doesn't take a lot. It's actually, I think it was like it's a very small amount. When you look at it, especially when you're buying it off of the streets. It's not regulated like you would get at a hospital, because I know that there's prescription fentanyl as well, but this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about, if you've ever heard it, one pill can kill. And so that's, whether it's your first time taking it, could be your last.
Well, I have all 3 of us on the screen right now. When you put that out, I immediately knew the importance of that. So we've been talking about that. There's Narcan that you can use, and we have a lot of different agencies that have that available. But the most important thing, as you described in your press release, was call 911 immediately. Talk about that a little bit and how that can make a difference in someone's life.
Absolutely. So if you suspect that someone is having an overdose, call 911. North Carolina has what they call the Good Samaritan laws. So if you are somebody that calls it and you know that they're having a drug overdose, there's actually some legal protections for you for being the one that calls them and for the person that's ODing as well.
Everybody would say, let's go back to Nancy Reagan and just say no. Yeah. And that's simpler said than done. When you have, I don't care if it's a drug addiction or alcohol addiction, that is a medical condition that requires, first of all, I guess, the individual to say, I got a problem, and then seek help so that they can get this done. But in the course of that, it can just wreak havoc for families and for law enforcement trying to enforce the laws of the land. When you deal with this, Sergeant Kincaid, it's got to be emotional for you as well, especially if you have any family members who have struggled.
Absolutely. As an officer responding to this, over 18 years in the city of Fayetteville, there's many heartbreaking scenes, many heartbreaking things that you come across. I'm quickly reminded to several years back, we had a young officer. He's now a patrol sergeant, but there was a mom and dad that overdosed in a car, but their infant was in the back seat. I remember that picture of him holding that child. While medical personnel were dealing with those parents. I mean, so it doesn't just affect you, it affects everybody around you as well.
When you put out the release, I have the release here, as a matter of fact, and you talk about the signs of suspected overdose. I want to just highlight some of those for a second. It includes a person being unconscious, obviously, or your inability to wake someone up, slow or stop breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking or gurgling sounds, and blue or discolored lips or fingertips. Now, those symptoms are, can be pretty obvious. Some of them sound like someone is drowning, right. And to a certain extent, they are. They can be. But we thought enough of this to make sure that this is the WFNC Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week, and we're going to continue to put this information out. What advice do you offer parents in terms of getting some folks some help?
So there are resources available to help here within Cumberland County. So reach out if you think that you need that. There's also national numbers as well that you can call for substance abuse help. Also mental health as well, because I know that can impact, substance abuse as well. But there are resources available out there, so you are not alone. There's like I said, there's organizations and ways to help.
I would say definitely for the parents, pay attention to your children. Pay attention to the attitude change, to their behaviors, their mannerisms. I mean, you know your child better than anybody. And you'll be able to notice those signs. Like I said, the change of company they keep, the friends that they have, the clothes that they wear, even down to their hygiene or the lack of hygiene. Pay attention to those signs. And like I said, seek help.
You mentioned that there was, 6 or just an unusually high number of these overdoses occurring. Mm-hmm. Are they reported to law enforcement first, or is it medical response? Because if somebody's out and it's an overdose, how does that work in terms of reporting? Are the medical folks required to report to law enforcement?
So, we both get the call at the same time as far as going out there, and that's going back to the first week of August is where they noticed the spike. Like I said, it was 4 overdoses in 3 day span of time, and that's significant enough to raise some eyebrows. But like I said, when that call comes out, obviously officers are going to respond because we may be in the area first, and we all carry Narcan that we can get that into the patient prior to EMS arriving, and then they arrive, and then they administer life-saving responses. So that is something that is officers will be on scene when those kind of things happen to report those incidents.
Yeah, and you get these reports in, and you call 911, you call a medical person, but there's some other part of the report that really stood out to me. These emergency medical personnel called in to evaluate the number of overdoses, and it was an unusually high number. Were they concentrated in one particular area, or were they across a number of different areas in the city? Do you know? That
information we don't know. I mean, but like I said, just the fact that they were in the area as far as in the city limits of Fayetteville is just alarming enough.
All right, well, that's going to be our WFNC Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week. We're going to talk about that, and I'll make sure we'll bring it up and beat this as much as we can. Since this report came out, has there been any others?
We haven't got any updated numbers, but we always talk about Crime Stoppers as far as reporting those incidents, because reporting the neighborhoods, reporting the people that are coming and going from your next door neighbors. They may only spend 1 minute at a time, 2 minutes at a time. Those are obvious. We always talk about it here. Those are signs of drug dealings. So like I said, we've got to call those tips in. We've got to get those tips to our officers so they can start investigating.
Sergeant ANTOINE KINCADE is with the Fayetteville Police Department, and you're the liaison for the Fayetteville Cumberland County Crime Stoppers. Hannah Sloan is new to the organization, but you're here as a public information person on the civilian side. It's always good to see law enforcement have a civilian person involved with putting out public information. Lastly, here on this, one alarming thing about the fact that you have this many, I think, Hannah, did you write this particular report, or who put this one out?
We all work together on it.
Is the fact that there is the potential of there being a high dose or some type of contamination that's going in the drugs that are in the area. Speak about that a little bit, because you just never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. So like I mentioned, this isn't the fentanyl that you would get, when you go to the hospital. This is stuff that's unregulated. You don't know what's in it. And you don't know what else they're putting in it. I always say, and I said one pill can kill, right? It could be your first time taking it, and you could say, oh, I'm just going to try this. Well, you don't know what your body's going to do. You don't know how your body's going to react. You don't know what your tolerance is. And that very first time that you take this drug could very well be your last. And I say your last, I mean, death could be the ultimate, thing that happens there. And we don't want that for anyone.
All right, and lastly here is just the fact that this is going to be our WFNC Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week. Good opportunity for folks to use that service if they notice something going awry in their community, especially drug dealing. Just talk about that and close this out real quick.
Absolutely. Always, everybody knows see something, say something, but get on that app, P3 Tips. Call us at 910-483-8477. Let us know when you see that suspicious activity, when you see those vehicles going to your next door neighbor. We always talked about our success cases and our success stories, but that information that goes to those detectives that work hard and diligent to solve these crimes, let us know. Give Crime Stoppers a call so we can handle this.
All right, I appreciate all three of you here. We're going to have to get a mic for you, Charles. John, she's the tech person.
Yes, she is.
Yes, okay.
And she's
That's
a
right.
whiz.
I
All
see.
the videos
I see her looking at me punch here. She's stealing what's going on here. I'm gonna have to come in like this. No, we appreciate the technology and everything that you guys do for the community, and we'll see you next Tuesday. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got Fayetteville's news right now, local news with CBS 17.
Good morning, I'm Greg Funderburg from the CBS 17 newsroom. Happening today, the Fayetteville City Council is holding a public hearing to talk about data centers. They say it would clarify how the zoning ordinance would regulate those data centers if an application